In 1973, the CIA destroyed most of the MK Ultra files. 3 years later, Congress exposed the program. The public was understandably outraged. CIA promised reforms. Case closed. Or was it? Because while MK Ultra officially ended, America's intelligence agencies didn't stop studying psychology, interrogation, influence, or human behavior. They just started doing it under very different rules. So tonight, we're separating documented history from internet mythology.
I'm exiled to the greener grass, searching for the uncertain haze.
Welcome back to Choms Talks. I'm Choms, and today we're exploring what happened after MK Ultra ended. Did the CIA continue operating under no regulation? Of course they did. They still do today. But where did it lead to? Let's dive in. Let's start with the facts. MK Ultra officially ended in the early 1970s. After the Watergate scandal and the exposure of the intelligence abuses, the political climate changed dramatically. Investigations by the Church Committee, the Rockefeller Committee, and later congressional oversight revealed that intelligence agencies had crossed ethical and legal boundaries in multiple areas, not just with MK Ultra. In response, human subject research rules became much stricter. Congressional intelligence oversight committees were strengthened. Executive orders placed new limits on intelligence activities. Institutional review boards became a standard safeguard for federally funded human research. Those changes were real. But intelligence work didn't stop. The mission changed, the methods changed, the oversight changed. So here's where Hollywood and reality part ways. MK Ultra failed to create reliable mind control. Internal reviews found the research inconsistent and scientifically weak. So intelligence agencies shifted towards questions that were more practical. How do people make decisions under stress? What interrogation methods actually produce reliable information? How does propaganda shape public opinion? And how do disinformation campaigns influence societies? Instead of trying to control one person's mind, researchers increasingly focused on understanding human behavior at a scale. Now, that doesn't mean the government stopped studying psychology. It means the focus became more evidence-based and less speculative. After the attacks of September 11th, 2001, the United States again faced pressure to gather intelligence quickly. The CIA developed what became known as enhanced interrogation techniques. Those were not MK Ultra. They were separate programs with different origins. But critics argued they reflected some of the same underlying questions. How far can the government go in pursuit of national security? The Senate's later investigation into detention and interrogation concluded many of these methods were more brutal than acknowledged and often produced unreliable intelligence. That reignited an old debate. Can secrecy and fear lead institutions to repeat ethical mistakes, even if the methods are different? Today's intelligence agencies spend enormous resources studying something very different. Information, social media, foreign influence operations, cyber warfare, psychological operations aimed at adversaries. Instead of asking, can we chemically control a person? The modern question is often, can information influence millions of people at once? Governments around the world, not just the United States, study how narratives spread, how propaganda works, and how foreign actors attempt to manipulate public opinion. That is a documented part of modern national security. And when you think about it, that part really makes sense. We have all seen it. We've all seen false information spread quickly across social media. We've all seen people believe false information. I don't know how many times a family member of mine has called me and said, or called my husband and said, "Did you see this? Can you believe this?" And we have to explain to our family member, this is not real. Oh, but it said it on Facebook. And again, this is not real. You cannot believe everything you see on Facebook, or you cannot believe everything you see on Instagram. You cannot believe everything you see on Twitter or any other social media platform. We have all seen this. We have all experienced this, I'm sure. Sometimes our own government and our adversaries, our allies, regardless of who you are, they make I don't want to say they're lies. Sometimes they are flat out lies, but they have narratives, right? They create narratives that are so believing. Sometimes they're outrageous that nobody's going to believe it. But other times they are so believing that millions of people will believe it. And this is where it's important to separate evidence from speculation. People often point to the destruction of MK Ultra records, later intelligence controversies, classified programs that remained secret for years, and conclude that MK Ultra must have continued under another name. But there is no publicly verified evidence showing that MK Ultra itself continued as a successor program. What is true is that the intelligence agencies have continued to fund research in psychology, neuroscience, interrogation, communications, and influence, fields that are legitimate areas of study when conducted legally and ethically. The existence of later classified programs does not by itself prove they were continuations of MK Ultra. That's an important distinction if we want to stay grounded in evidence. MK Ultra matters because it teaches a lesson that goes beyond one program. Governments face real threats. Intelligence agencies have difficult jobs. Democratic societies also depend on oversight, transparency where possible, and accountability when mistakes are made. The lesson isn't that every secret program is sinister. The lesson is that history shows why independent oversight exists in the first place. Because once extraordinary powers are granted in the name of security, citizens have to ask an enduring question. Who is watching the people who operate in secret? That is not a conspiracy theory. That's the question Congress itself asked during the Church Committee investigations. And it's a question every generation has to keep asking. If you enjoyed this episode, don't stop here. In the next installment, we're going to examine another chapter in the story of public trust, the JFK assassination, and why many believe the CIA or people within our own government had something to do with it. If you like this video, like, subscribe, or leave a comment below. And if you'd like to see a more in-depth video of this topic or other topics like this, please let me know in the comments below. Until next time, this has been Chomps Talks. I'm Chomps. Stay curious and have a great day. Bye.